Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting from the United Kingdom. I want you all to sit back and relax and let's look into the looking glass. I hope you're all keeping well in these crazy times, and let's see what the crystal ball has to say for the next year ahead. Okay. Well, as we have indictments after indictments, I do see chaos, guys. Chaos in this crystal ball for the next year. I am actually getting the numbers 24, 25, 16, 12 and 6. These could be dates, so watch out for big news to take place. Okay. I'm also seeing explosive news, possibly which could come out round about that time to do with them dates. It's strange, guys, because I'm seeing, like the video game Grand Theft Auto, and I'm sort of seeing it in this crystal ball, and it looks like riots on the streets in parts of the USA. Now, I know we've recently had riots, it's still happening in France, and so it makes you wonder if things are going to sort of spread out a little bit. Okay. But as I'm looking on, and I normally look on no more than a year or so, I could be by the end of the year or the next few months. If not, no later than this time next year. I'm seeing the word terrorism and I'm seeing it on world screens. So something is about to all come out. But what I do see is this next year is going to be explosive. And I would say definitely before the USA election, the next one. So what I'm getting here is a total breakdown in communications. Right? So as you know, there's the world that we know and a hidden network operating behind the scenes. And remember, you can't get justice in a corrupt system. So what I see here is a criminal syndicate which will be exposed by AI codes. All right, remember this, AI codes. I've talked about this before. It's not the AI, what's the problem? It's who is operating it. But remember, there's a holy war going on, but there's also a war going on behind the scenes about who is going to be operating this. So there's a big power struggle at the moment. Okay, so watch for who is going to be controlling what. So as the world watches France burn to the ground, recently we've had Macron, who's been relaxing at the Elton John concert. And what I want to say is, this is not what you think it is. And I'm getting the word distraction, and I'm getting the word test run for a bigger event. And I just see this as an excuse, right, to limit social media and to shut down the internet. So we could face something to do with cyber problems over the next 8 to 18 months. So watch for this. What else am I saying? So it's all about, we're all watching, we're being shown here the criminals on the streets in the French, in the riots. But I want to say that there's something what's coming out here about immigrants or illegal immigrants. So watch for more problems to come out with France. Remember, where there is darkness, there is light. And where there is light, there is darkness. So there's two worlds, two agendas, okay? And what they do is they use the people, because we're like little antennae, all right, to do the dirty work. Human beings are being manipulated by an unseen snake energy. But I don't just feel this is like a devil energy. I feel that there's more going on to do with energy, what's going off within the atmosphere, okay? And it's targeting, all right? And they know that the majority of the human race is ascending now, all right, as we are going into New Earth. And we are easily triggered because we are also playing out our old karmic roots. So what I feel here is that there's a lot of karmic wounds trapped in France. But you need to understand is Gaia is actually healing. We are healing, and she is healing her own trapped energy, what needs to come away from this planet. So it's old energy what's been trapped from a lot of past wars, past hurt, past pain. So what's next, guys? Oh yes, guys, what is next? The USA? So it's all about power, what's taken place over the next 18 months. And as I look into this crystal ball, I normally look on no more than 2 years. And it's about, we need to take our power back, but it's also about power in the internet. And what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and disconnect the internet. We could have cyber problems. They may blame it on somebody else, like Putin or something like that. But watch for problems to do with control over the internet, okay? And I believe that France has been doing that recently. They've been putting a block on social media. So there's going to be more to do with this, okay? And it's going to take place over the next couple of months, okay? 6 months at the latest. Because the internet is controlling the information. I'm getting power that we are in and power to do that what we use. The power that we use with the internet and our own personal power. Power, the word power is bouncing out of this crystal ball. Okay, what else can I say? What takes place in Ukraine will catapult everything to move into a situation of a WAR. I want to send prayers of protection to Ukraine, to the Ukrainian people. You know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing fire and I'm seeing smoke. Remember, operations are moving into line. And this is all a movie, to start a WW111. I'm seeing documents again, okay? And I said this a couple of years ago. And as you know, it's just all kicked off recently with all the carry on with Trump with the documents. But I'm seeing documents, but as you know, they were not documents. They were not documents in one hand, but they will be exposed as documents in another's hands. Like I said, rules work both ways. I'm also getting the 25th Amendment, so remember that. And there will be a window of proof. Right? Remember when I'm giving off a message from spirit, it could be misconstrued many different ways. Remember this. You've got to work it out yourself. I say treason and I say espionage. All right? So watch for that. As you know, obviously we've had the recent substance, the cocaine found on the White House grounds, the West Wing, I believe, which is awfully suspicious. And I say this was sort of planted there. I get it as a sign. Remember, there's operations working behind the scenes, planting things, signs, signals. Okay, but it's going to be blamed on a staff member. Watch for this to come out. Okay, but I will say it's a sign. So watch for huge scandals to come out there. Okay, what else am I seeing? I'm seeing a lot of arguments, which is now new, on the US political front in the US, on news. And I'm seeing it's something about student loan arguments, student loans. I'm getting that really strong. And it's all over news. It's going to be all over news about this. And I'm seeing something backfiring like a boomerang. Okay, I'm also seeing when I'm going into the currency, I do see a problem with the dollar crashing. Remember, everything's changing on this planet. So obviously, I do feel it's going to affect the dollar. April, May is very interesting into next year, 2024. Massive changes by then. So what I do is I predict tonight that the US central bank will have a big crash. Remember, this is all part of the plan. Between the good guys and the bad guys, when you're going up the ladder, right at the top, out of what we see in 3D, I see good guys, bad guys, and they know what has to take place on this planet. Okay? And I see them working together, right? How we're all different countries are going into digital. It's part of a stepping ladder before the new technology comes in. Remember, everything is about what is best for this planet, even though it's the people that are getting hurt along the way. So you remember, you can't eradicate all the evil off the planet, but we need to get balance back, because I do believe we're living in very biblical times. I'm seeing a recession, guys. Please prep. I've been saying this for a while, since 2017. I'm getting crypto here, and I do feel into the future it's going to do really, really well. What am I saying? I want to say crypto will take a hit when there's, when there's a crash in the market. But as the banks drop, there'll be a great switchover. Okay, remember, there's different timelines, different events, but I do feel there's going to be a massive changeover when the clock spins back. So when I'm getting the clock spinning back, or the clock stalling, should I say, there's going to be a problem on this planet to do with this stall of time, and it's a physical thing we will be witnessing. Everybody, and it's all to do with the whole system. I hope this doesn't happen, but I'm seeing it really strong in this crystal ball tonight. Everybody's talking about the time being stalled, and it's at that point everything is switching over. The question is, who's behind this at that point? Is it the good guys in the steering wheel, or the bad guys? But where there'll be a drop, and a swift drop with the dollar, at that time crypto will fly up, and a lot of people will benefit from this. Remember that. Okay, as everything's heating up over there in Russia, the funny thing is with Putin, all right, I don't see him round for much longer. And I've covered this before. You can look back in my old libraries at my different other world predictions, my different looking glasses. And I've talked about this, something about an event to do with the sea. Could be the Black Sea, Crimea, Poland, and something about Germany stepping in as well. But we haven't heard the last of Putin, but I don't see him around for much longer. And what I'm feeling is that there's a big twist for this. And I'm actually seeing the leader of Belarus as well. I'm getting something strange about him. There's going to be also somebody who's, I see like an assassination, or somebody quickly leaving. So I don't know if that's Putin or somebody else involved. It could be that other guy what was leading the Wagner group. So watch for big news coming in there. I see a mass shift in human consciousness taking place over the next 6 months, and definitely before the end of the year, before Christmas. And I'm also seeing old players leaving and new players coming into play. As this digital world takes place, it's the start of a great stepping stone to the new crystal grid, which I've talked about in my future predictions, where I've gone right into 2030. And that will take place after the digital will cause problems into the future. It's not permanent, it's a stepping stone. Because into the future, I see the world divided into 3 sections. You're going to have the crystal grid, okay? You're going to have the new earth, where people have got more rights. And then you've also got everything out about different worlds out there. And I don't like seeing aliens, but star people here, it's all out. And I actually don't see borders. I see the world so different. We are going through a massive shift of human consciousness. Okay, but that could take up to 2030 before all that takes place. Is the UK is, I want to say, is in a sort of a they're in a very sort of tight and difficult financial situation. Okay. The British people, right, we've been angered over the Rwanda plan, all the illegal immigrants in the UK. And what I will stress is the British people aren't against immigration. Okay, we're not. We're against criminal gangs with illegal immigration, where they are being transported in by the UK, all right, governments. And I just feel it's as if that there's a lot of, there's been ructions on. So what I'm saying is the UK leaving, this is what I predict, and I want you to remember this, and it's going to be all over world news, something about leaving, or we're on the edge of it, of leaving the European Court of Human Rights. And I see a man with dark hair or grey bits in his hair, and he's going to change this. He's going to sort all this mess out. So it's not the Rwanda people, it's the Rwanda government, right? Because it's come out about them sponsoring terrorist organisations. Okay? And I'm saying Parliament making a massive boob here. If they do deals with them, this is what I'm saying, and this is going to backfire. Right? Remember, corruption, making deals with corruption. Everything is starting to be exposed. And it's not just about the players, whatever side you bat on. And this has got nothing to do with politics. This is on about angelic. This is about a force what's out there, a godly force, which is cleaning up this planet. Remember that. I'm actually seeing the Tories in trouble. And votes will come in the UK when it's raining. Mind you, it's always raining over here. It's always raining. But it looks dark skies. So it could be like by the end of the year or into the winter months. But like I say, sometimes I can read a year out. I said a few years ago there will be border problems. And I said that will be in the UK. But obviously, as it looks, it's happening everywhere. Yeah. But there's going to be more border problems. More border problems to come, because everything's happening on the borders, guys. Everything's happening on the borders to a hidden world that we don't know. So I'm actually saying the NHS is going to be it has been under a lot of pressure, all right? But something has to give, okay? Because if we carry on the way we're going, right, and we don't sort of put restrictions on our borders against illegal immigrants, right? Our system's going to fail. But maybe this has to happen, guys, because there's so much poverty in this country, and it's got worse over the last couple of years, with everything what's happened with the lockdowns and that. But I'm actually predicting there's going to be a third party to take place again in the United Kingdom by 2025. Okay, no later. Could be 2024, mind. I would say there's a massive change of switchover happening by then. So if not by the end of 2024, you're going into 2025. Okay, what else am I saying? As inflation is rising, we need to prep for this winter. And I don't say this to fearmonger people. I want to say this to just be sensible and not to panic buy, but we need to prep. Because what I'm seeing in this crystal ball is I see people queuing for food parcels. And this could be on a global situation. Yeah. Not everybody is fortunate enough, in that situation where, they're not watching their pennies, that type of thing. So as China, right, they've just recently shut down metals, okay, something to do with what they're doing with their technology and everything. And you've had, they've had wind industry is facing trouble with the turbine problems. I'm feeling it's as if that they're going to face a lot of problems this year. But there's going to be big news in around China, around about October, November. Okay. But I also get 2 to 3 weeks there's going to be problems in around China as well. But as I've talked about problems with the weather, there also could be something about water over there. And I get problems with water. Looks oriental. I hope it's not Japan. But I just feel it's as if that there's crazy earthquakes to come this year. They're giving us 5.6 and 7 point something. Could be 7.8. So I hope that's not... Could be dates or it could be earthquakes. Like the level of them. So possibly watch for that. But I want to send healing and blessings out to everybody around the world, okay? Even China, all right? Because what I want to say is that everything is sort of changing, and you haven't got to forget what the Chinese people have gone through with all the communism and everything as well. So they need protection as well. Okay, so I see trade is going to change there. And there could be problems with China, which could also affect the world because there's a lot of trade comes in from China. All right. And I've talked about this in my last world prediction where something about the Philippines is going to step in, which could help different countries like Australia and that. But I do see India will rise with economy. Something about BRICS as well. So everything's sort of in this sort of adolescent stage on Earth. We are changing, but Gaia is changing, and she's ridden this old system. This system is falling, guys. What I do see is the darkness may be causing this, but the light will prevail. All right, the light will prevail. I'm getting that song. Do you remember that song from the 80s, Bananarama? It's a cruel, cruel summer. Remember that? And I feel it's as if that there's so much to come out. You know, I'm getting this with the lyrics. This summer, before the fall. The lyrics remind me of a storm we will face. Right? Great storms. Metaphorically, but it could be to do with political storms. A lot to come out. And restrictions for humanity. You see, what is to come out is going to be linked with borders. It's going to be linked with borders. And it's to do with trafficking, all sorts of nasty stuff. And I was watching a documentary about the guy called Tim Ballard. I don't know if you've heard of him. He runs a rescue organisation for saving the children. And I would say, if you're into donating, guys, I would say definitely donate to this charity. If I find the link, I'll put it in the link of the description of the video. But I recommend this charity, and he's doing great work. And they're helping to get children out of Ukraine borders. But I want to say this, right? This is a global problem. US everywhere. Africa everywhere. Watch for the swamp to burst. All eyes are going to be on Mel Gibson and this guy, Tim Ballard, to come. But there also could be big news in around Mel. I hope he's okay, right, around him. And that's going to be, I would say, within the next 8 months to a year, pushing it 18 months. I've always said that 2023 is the year of the whistleblowers and huge release of scandals. Huge. I see Archangel Michael supporting you all. And he's telling you to find the warrior within you. We need to, you know, keep our vibrations high and take back our freedom and stand rooted, stay grounded. You can still go through your ascension by being grounded. Because we are in the eye of the storm, guys. Remember, October, November of this year, announcements this year. Stay strong and say no. It's coming through really, really strong. I'm seeing light angels and dark angels. There's a war. There's a war in the heavens, in the galaxy, around this globe and beyond the universe, throughout the Milky Way. And they are roaming on this planet. We are ascending. It's angels and demons, guys. Both sides know this world is changing. This is a fight for our freedom. And there's a great fight going on behind the scenes. The old system is falling, and by 2025, a new world will form. New technology will hit our planet. This is why they are all scurrying, the puppet masters, and they're panicking. There'll be many major events, but it's distractions. The cockroaches are going to be running scared. Right? Because this new system, right, if it gets into the right hands, which I feel it will stop all these crimes against humanity, and they will fall. This is a holy war that we are in, guys, but we have to do the inner work. I want to send healing and blessings out to everybody in France, because the French people have been through a lot, you know what I mean? Like we all have. But there's a lot of trapped energy there. And it goes back to Christ. It goes back to Christ, Mary Magdalene, everything. My dad's talked about this in his book, The Truth. I'll put the link in the description of this video. You can get it on Amazon. All eyes are on the United States. This is what's going to be coming. Okay. And as I look into this crystal ball tonight, I see the next US election, right? There's going to be, I've talked about different timelines, because time is not what we know. Remember, there's technology out there, what we do not understand. And physics plays a big part of this. And time, linear time, isn't real, really. Once you step out of, you're going higher of ascension, there's no such thing as time. This great technology, alien technology, right, which can switch timelines. So where you've got the warlords, you've got the good guys, and they are trying to get the timelines right. It's all Star Trek, guys. The next US election may be delayed. Could be. It's not a definite, but they're showing us this in a timeline. Of course, it all depends on who is running, if you know what I mean. But I do feel there'll be a global Oscar for distraction. It's funny because I don't see Joe Biden running. There's a big twist for this. And also for the next Democratic candidate for 2024. It's going to be quite shocking. What you need to watch out for, right, we're going to have a rise of cybercrime. And I'm going to stress this, guys, to you all in the audience tonight, that be careful what you're opening, because there's a lot of trickery going on with emails and what you're opening, because there's a lot of hackers, you know. You've got Russian hackers, you've got all sorts of cyber crimes, which is going to hit a peak this year and next. Trickery will be on the rise until the new system takes place. It's all happening, guys. And when I talk about aliens, I don't like saying aliens. I want to say the star people are here. They are waiting. But they can't intervene with our ascension. They can't. There has to be protocol before we can be going off, working with them off in space and that. There's a big clean-up happening across the planet. So that the old system is falling before the new system comes in. I'm still seeing cargo ships blocked and planes, okay, which maybe not be able to take off. And the air looks really thick and smoky, and people running around with masks on. I don't know if this is to do with something like a global event, but there's going to be something about the air or smoke. I want you to remember this. And I normally look on no more than 2 years. Also see a great intervention from angels to stop all of this. It's when I say two sides representing two polar opposites that cause friction, right? There's an angel. She's beautiful and she's smiling. She's coming down from the heavens. Show me. A woman will change fate in the United States of America after tears. I hope that's helped, guys. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay protected. We are in the eye of the storm. May the force be with you all, and I'll see you all in a bit. This is your Psychic LG, signing out. Take care now, guys. Bye. Hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around, trying to smile, and the air is so heavy and dry. Strange voices are saying, what did they say? Things I can't understand. It's too close for comfort, this heat has got right out of hand. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on your own. It's a cruel, cruel summer, now you're gone. Right, let's get the kettle on. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.